So bad, dude. I can't believe he played such a boring crap opening and then just...
location that didn't move and wasn't in traffic would be
happening
in the car. You could eat in the car. Everybody, here's your food. Everybody eat in the car. I was
trying to just play boring crap with him and just play faster, but...
There's ketchup all over
yeah, once I yield with that outside passer, it's just so bad.
It was the worst car, and it made the worst people. It did. Anyone that grew up in a minivan knows exactly what I'm talking about. My grandparents never had a minivan. My grandfather had he had a Crown Vic, he had a Cadillac Eldorado, he had a Crown Vic. Nobody ate in the car. You did not eat in the car. You were not allowed. As soon as the minivans came around, not only were you allowed to eat in the car, it was actually required. That's why we got it. We got it so you could eat stuff your fat face in the car. Because we're animals. And we got to eat on the way to practice for this thing. We got to eat on the way to karate. And you can't fit in the belt that you're not going to fucking get upgraded to anyway. You would eat on the way to things. They would pick you up at school in the minivan. You would go, you would eat, and then they would take you to wherever. And then they would drop you off and then pick you up. Eating, always. Dirty, filthy, toys in the minivan. Play with these toys, play around. It was disgusting. The minivan arrived way back when as a savior when Chrysler, under the former Ford chief Lee Iacocca's direction, first conceived of the design in the late 1970s. One was the land yacht style station wagon, perhaps an avocado green with faux wood paneling. Lots of kids could pile into the bench and jump seats, while the rear storage, accessible by hatch, allowed for easy loading. These cars were somewhat functional, but they didn't seem that safe. The suburban family's other choice was the full-size van, a big boxy transporter utility vehicle. Chrysler's minivan would steer clear of those two dead ends and carry American families onto the open roads towards, youth soccer and mall commerce.
It's actually probably okay, because the night in the console on the same side of the board,
cargo bag with a set of sliding doors. So everybody loved these things. Sales reached 700,000 by the end of the decade as the station wagon all but disappeared and the minivan came in. People lived in their cars. They ate in their cars. The nation where cars stood in for power and freedom, the minivan would mean the opposite. As a vehicle, it symbolized the burdens of domestic life. This is true. It's why you could treat it like shit. That's why the minivan you could treat like shit, because it was a utility vehicle. It was a vehicle to go literally from point A to point B. You weren't going to stop at the grocery store and get food and go home and cook it. You were going to drive through a mobile poison factory and kill your children on the way to fucking dropping them off in dance class, so your fat daughter could learn how to do a pirouette. No car represented the decline of this empire more than the minivan. None. And no car was beloved more by the boomer more than the minivan, because they needed space. Boomers needed space. There it is. The Chrysler Town and Country. Show that one. That was the high-end one. Go to the Chrysler Town and Country. Town and Country Chrysler. That's kind of nice. My aunt had that. This is the old one. That's the old Chrysler Town and Country. People would pick you up with that. They would pick you up at school, and they would sit you in that. And then they would fucking douse you in maple syrup and then bring you to a fucking soccer game. It is crazy. If you're driving one of those now, it's like, God. So what are they being replaced by? Fentanyl? SUVs, right. I mean, what's replacing the minivan? Suicide? Just people just checking out? Human trafficking is Diddy. The minivan is out. Diddy trafficking your children is replacing the minivan. Chrysler is struggling to keep up. Israel should make all of those blow up, by the way. You want to impress me? Blow up the minivans in wherever, Lebanon. You blow up the minivans in Lebanon. Impress me. It's so funny. I mean, yeah, it really... Biden wearing the MAGA hat at the rally, I love, because you know Biden wants Trump to win. Biden hates her, and he hates what they did to him. Other than Biden being completely out of his mind, I don't know, was he the worst candidate? Let's look at Biden.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm an old guy. And you're an old person. I know you wouldn't know about that. What? About being old. Oh, I know. All right.
Biden's kind of spry. Biden's kind of tough and he's a little spry. Kind of like him when he comes alive again. He's like, I know you would know about being old. You got to remember how much anger Biden has because everything in his life has been horrible. So he can